Community Hotline is made possible with generous support by Quick Lane, located at Gresham Ford. Life is better in the Quick Lane, now serving all makes and models, foreign and domestic. And by the Mount Hood Cable Regulatory Commission. The Mount Hood Cable Regulatory Commission advocates on behalf of the public interest on communications policy issues at the local, state, and federal levels.
Hi, welcome back to Community Hotline. Thanks for staying with us tonight. Now we're going to be talking with a couple that are representing Teen Idol. And here to represent Teen Idol, we have Michelle Boxall Gleason. You are a celebrity makeup artist and hairstylist, yes, which I can tell just by looking at you because you always look fabulous. Thanks for coming. It's good to see you again.
You too.
And Dennis Gleason, you are the chairman and executive producer of Teen Idol.
Yes.
And it's good to see you again too.
Thanks
for being here.
Thank you.
So tell me a little bit about Teen Idol, if you would. How did it get it started, and why was it started?
The program originated from Portland Parks. They needed the program to get teens off the street and into safe programs that can help them develop their skills if they wanted to be a performer. Mm-hmm. And at the same time, they also had the Movies in the Parks program, which they decided to use the Teen Idols to perform in front of as well. So they took some of the income that they didn't want to spend on bands and put it into the teen programming. And what happened after certain 4 years had gone by, they just decided they needed to change it up and change the program to something else or get rid of the program. And I had produced a couple segments for the show before, for the finale and the semifinals before. And Jeff Milkus from Parks said, you know, we loved having you with the program and helping out with what you did. The kids love you, and you know, we really want this program to keep going. And I said, okay. I mean, this is a lot of work we're talking. We're not talking about, you know, hold an audition, the next weekend you do a performance and you have a nice day, and you know, it's a much bigger commitment. I took on the program. I pretty much duplicated what they have done in the previous 4 years and decided, you know what, this can be so much more. And so pretty much it started with Parks having a great idea and giving the students an opportunity to not just perform, but also go on tour too, on top of that. It's not just a competition.
So in the beginning, it was almost like a talent show, right? I mean, I mean, it's kind of like that. You know, you get up and you do what it is you do, but it was a competition from the beginning.
Right.
But yeah, you've taken it much further
to the
than
next
that.
level.
Yes.
We definitely have tried to incorporate multiple languages and other types of talent and take into consideration former finalists that have been through the program to help us with the current program.
So they're mentoring maybe some of the other kids? Is that what they're doing?
Some of them,
yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
That's
definitely.
great. That's great.
Yeah.
So how long ago was it that it actually first started with Portland Parks?
2007 was the first official competition
10 years
year.
ago.
Right.
So
Okay.
11 seasons ago for our
Oh,
standpoint.
yeah, that's right. Well, yeah, you're going
So
into
we're
your
coming
12th.
Yep.
That's right. Okay. So,
Yeah.
tell me, so your background then was already as a TV producer,
Right.
right?
I mean, I have lots of different experience, but my day job is different than that. But I had been a public access producer since 2004.
At a place like this.
In a place like this. Not this place.
That's how we met too.
Yeah. Yes.
Technically, we met on a television show I was producing where she was one of the guests on the show, and ironically got engaged on live TV at the same station. So no pressure there.
Oh, you know what? I think I remember that story, but I didn't know it was you.
Yeah?
I remember.
I think it was
that.
somebody else.
Yeah.
But that
That's
experience
so
with
funny.
public access helped me get involved with the Portland program, which gave them the confidence after seeing me work directly with them and the kids and such, and know that, you know, this is a great fit. And I just love the program, and so the public access and the producing side keeps it free. And my production company had produced it for many years for free and still does. I mean, we don't charge a dime. In fact, we've paid a lot of dimes.
I'm sure
Including
you
the
have.
term dime from a Vegas standpoint doesn't mean a ton of
So
cents.
you have a nonprofit now that actually.
Right.
Yeah,
runs
we
it,
just
is that
turned
right?
into a nonprofit officially.
So that was just recently.
Well, what we ended up doing is we created a nonprofit to get the sponsorship that normally comes with being a 501c3. And it had been a nonprofit for 3 years, but it hadn't been a 501c3 federally recognized up until recently.
Okay.
But now we have sponsors that are
I was gonna
coming
say,
in.
now people can donate to it
Absolutely.
and help support the
Yes.
the kids that are in this program.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So,
great
so how, where do you fit into this, Michelle? What is your role in this?
Co-owner, really.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure you have many hats, like
Right.
everybody who
Oh,
works in a
both of us
nonprofit
do.
does. And your job is as a makeup artist and a hairstylist. So
Yep.
tell me a little bit about that. You know, how long have you been doing that? Just give me a little background.
Sure. I've been in the entertainment industry about 24 years. I got my start in LA, originally from Aurora, Oregon. And I've been doing, I moved back here about 14 years ago and kind of had to start all over. And I work mostly in television and film and commercial. And I do satellite media tours. And I work with a lot of celebrities in town, people that are coming from out of town
Right.
that want somebody with my
Check out
skill.
your website. And it's like, I know that person. Yeah.
Yeah, actually, when I got hired to work with the Obamas is what really set my career on the map.
I can
So,
imagine that
yeah.
might. And
Yeah.
what was that for?
That was when he was running. So, and he actually came to Gresham. He was here in Gresham with Michelle, and I got hired to do their hair and makeup, and it was for Good Morning America, actually.
Okay.
So with Robin Roberts from the show. So
That
it's
must have
just
been exciting.
Yeah, I love
Did you know
it.
he was going to be president? Did you just feel it?
Oh
or
yeah,
did
I felt it.
Yeah.
So yeah, just I guys got started from there, and I mean that's what I do for a career, and it's
Right.
just kind of I give this back, kind of rolling it back to Teen Idol. I really give those teens, the finalists, that amazing Hollywood experience that they would have.
Right.
And
So are you the makeup artist for the finalists? Or
yes.
For the,
So basically, I'm the
contestants?
department head. I'm still doing hair and makeup.
you have
you
people
know,
that
for-
work under you that do
Correct.
that work
Yep.
too. Yeah.
I have
was gonna
about-
say you couldn't possibly do all of them.
Oh no, it's a lot.
Yeah.
I have about 20 hair and makeup artists that actually volunteer their time,
Oh,
and 99% of them come from Fagan School of Hair Design, actually
yeah.
where I graduated to learn cutting and coloring.
Oh, perfect.
And so they're an amazing sponsor.
Well, that probably
and-
gives them some good experience too for their
Yeah.
resume, right?
Yeah, it really does. It
Yeah.
shows them behind the scenes and what they can learn on set,
Right.
and how fast it is, and it's very
Is this what you want to do?
exactly, because
Yeah.
not everybody wants to do the
Yeah.
entertainment industry.
Yeah.
It's a
But then when it
different
comes
breed.
down to it, it's a lot of hard work. So
Yep.
probably not everybody in the
Yep.
end
But a
decides
lot
that's
of
what they
them-
want to do.
Exactly. I mean, a lot of them have gone on, the hair and makeup artists in general, I mean, from the finale, have gone on to do some amazing things. And, they use us for their resume. And
Yeah.
we have amazing photographers that are involved in our program that sponsor us for headshots. So the hair and makeup artists can take credit for their work that they've done with the finalists.
So it's a good
and then-
jumping off
Yep.
point for a lot of different careers.
Yes, exactly.
So tell me about the kids then.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about the process of Teen Idol. If I, say I'm a 13-year-old
Mm-hmm.
and I can really sing and I want to be involved. What's the first step? What do they do?
The first step is just go to teenidol.org. The website probably will be put up down the show. And right now there's a link that says, I'm interested in possibly trying out for season 12.
Okay.
And they fill out a very short form so we know who they are, where they're coming from. We don't want people to come in here we have some people from the UK that sign up just to the mix. So we want to let people know that we do have a residential requirement. It has to be
Okay.
within about 30 miles of Portland, mostly just to make sure that the students are able to come to the different performances and activities that are mostly in the Portland metro area.
Makes
They sign up, we contact them. We're looking at starting auditions as early as January this coming season. And that's because we have to add another round into it. We have so many kids that we're
Really?
expecting that we
Yeah.
now have to have 4 rounds instead of 3. And
We go into the different high schools like Dexter McCarty
Middle
and
school, yeah.
middle school. Sorry.
Yeah, I
And-
didn't realize
Yeah.
that they went as the kids came in as young as
Yeah,
as they
13.
grow.
Right.
Yeah.
In
Yeah.
fact, when you were doing the video for the last segment that was in here,
Uh-huh.
there was a parade on there, and one of the kids that were walking on Dexter McCarty's actually tried out for Teen Idol.
Is that right?
Yeah.
He made it to round one, and so he didn't make it past
love it.
round one, but he has a great attitude, and I'm pretty sure he's going to be back next year.
Good.
But
That's
yeah,
great.
they pretty much they audition. We say, yes, you have the potential. And we try to give them a little bit extra berth at the very beginning because sometimes they're just very nervous. And so we do auditions
Hopefully
in
they've
a
never done anything like that.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we do it in a classroom or a small room where there's just producers, the directors, a camera operators, a small number of people. Their friends are not there, maybe one parent or one friend that can be with them. But generally we want to make as least pressure as possible. Then it goes to round one where it becomes a little bit more pressure. And then
But I have a feeling, though, with you two and your organization, it's probably more empowering and more uplifting than it is tear me down and I'm,
Yeah,
just
very
feel
much
horrible.
so.
Because,
We don't-
some of those
right.
shows, some of those competition shows, you can tell the kids when they don't get to move on, they're just
Right.
devastated.
Well, they do that for TV. I mean,
Right.
Well, I'm
reality
sure that's
shows and
true
stuff
too.
like that,
I'm sure
just
that's
to-
true too.
But we don't do
I mean,
that. Yeah.
And we
give
go
it
out of our
serious.
way to make sure that doesn't happen by,
Yeah.
again, having the auditions where there are some people that come in there, they're just really not ready. And they come in there and sometimes crying. And that would be horrific for that child to not just to feel bad about an audition, but then have their friends see that. And it's not fair to them, so we don't put them into that situation. And the first rounds when they're on stage too, is we try, in the previous rounds, we don't push it out there and we don't blow it up. We just have basically friends and family that want to come. We don't try to make any money off seating or anything like that.
You have their support system.
We just
there.
basically want to support them so they can
Right.
get their first taste of being on the stage. And then when it gets down there, the further you go down the line, the more complicated and much more professional. So that by the time you get to the nth degree, you've learned through the process. You haven't just been shoved into it. And you also get to know the staff and the volunteers and the people that you're also competing with, which becomes your family on tour. So,
Wow.
And even the judges. I mean, we get some great,
right.
awesome judges. I mean, people that are in the industry, singers and songwriters
yeah.
and things like that. So they're very involved and
That's
and
right.
they
They
love
probably
the
love doing
process
that too.
Yeah.
You brought some pictures, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So maybe we can bring those up, and
Sure.
as they come up, you can let us know what we're looking at here, because
Sure.
I was amazed how many great kids were. I mean, there was a lot of kids from East County
Right.
too,
Yes.
that were in there. So tell
Oh,
me.
this is recent actually. So
August 17th.
yeah.
Ooh.
And so Madison Shanley's on the left there, and she made it through an American Idol, and she's she's one of our finalists from 2009. And then we have Jesse Rosario on the right, and he is our Spanish winner, and from what,
So-
2 seasons ago.
Actually, Madison was from 2008 for
Okay,
the
sorry.
and
One of those two.
and Jesse was from he was actually a Beaverton Teen Idol
Yeah.
that I helped create and then we absorbed.
Oh, okay.
And he's performed for our Spanish program for many years.
Wow.
But yeah, they made it through to they got the
American
golden
Which
ticket.
is pretty
Yeah.
impressive. I mean,
Yeah.
geez, that's a huge competition there.
'Cause they weren't taking many.
Oh, there's Amy.
Oh, there's
Amy
Roloff.
Roloff. Yeah.
Dennis
yeah.
and I were involved
Yeah.
very much so. That's how we
Yeah,
met.
that's how I met you. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
with Fred Sheridan.
And I think I met you somewhere else first, but
Well, I
I
helped,
met,
helped,
yeah.
helped
Well,
with
yeah,
the
but
video
yeah.
part of that,
Yeah.
and Amy's also been one of our judges for a finals.
Oh,
Yep.
okay. Yeah.
And on the right there, Classic Wine Auction. We have been volunteering there for years.
Yeah,
You
13
did.
coming up for me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Every March. And
Now-
so we
Tell me about this picture on the left.
on the left, my husband and I actually won the Lifetime Achievement Award from Barack Obama for all of our cumulative 18,000 hours of volunteer work that we've done.
For two people.
Yeah, to get
18,000
yeah,
hours.
18,000. So he
Jeez
awarded us
Louise.
with gold medals and
That's a
and
pretty big
plaques
deal.
and
That's a
pins.
really, really, really big deal.
Yeah, it was
So
honored.
I get to explain this next picture.
Okay.
Oh yeah, it might be good for him.
So this next picture is, you mentioned that I met Michelle on a show I was
yeah.
producing at another station. Well, this is our engagement. This is a live engagement
That's
on
the live
television. Mrs. Oregon.
Yeah, you're also
international on left
yeah.
and right. One's from 2007, one's from 2008, and she went in there thinking she was covering for a guest, ended up being the guest. And everyone pretty much had taken the show from talking about themselves to all talking about her. And then
my
at the
gosh.
end of the day, boom.
Wow.
And she
Were
said
you-
yes.
Okay,
obviously.
well, I kind of assumed that. So,
I
were
put a
you
ring on
shocked?
it.
I assume you have that, so I would love to see that sometime. I would love to see it.
And this is at the actual finale this year, and we have our judges, Lovey James, who actually made it on American Idol a few years ago,
Yeah, I remember
and
that
she's
name.
from our program. And so then we have Holly Resnick in the back, and Nicole DaCosta, she's one of the local reporters. And then we have our director on the far right, Crystal Davis, and we just, it's, yeah.
So you really get them, if they're going to go on something like American Idol, that's tough. So you really help get them there. I mean, you're helping them navigate that system and get ready for it. So we don't have very much time left, but tell me, where do you go from here? So you have, you've done this and you're going to season 12. Do you anticipate doing something different with this, or will you just kind of keep going on the path it's going?
We're looking at, a sponsor has promised us to start getting into a building, and so we're working on trying to find a facility that's going to be big enough for us to be able to have offices, do auditions, do our photography, and possibly even do some of our performances. And we're hoping that there are sponsors out there that are willing to put some money up and say, we understand that this is important, and this is not just a competition and walk out the door.
Kids get a whole
Summer
bunch
tour.
more out of it than just.
Very much
They learn confidence, they learn self-esteem, they learn how to speak in public. Ums and ahs are not allowed. We smack them around, not physically, but
I should go.
we tell them, stop saying it, and we do all these things to help them understand how it really is in the industry. And even if it's not singing that they go into, it helps them with interviews. It helps them with keeping a job.
Facets of their life, I'm sure.
It's hard.
It is very hard, and I've been doing this a long time. So you can use more sponsors. Absolutely. You also use more volunteers, and are you looking for more contestants?
Volunteers, we have sometimes so many that we can't use them, which is hard, which is awesome to be able to say for a nonprofit. Usually it's the other way around.
That's right.
But contestants are our number one priority. It's making sure that the top 15 are the very best. Now we've had as many as 70 schools participation versus students from 70 different schools, and we're hoping that we can get up to our 1,000 mark that we want to as far as kids that try out this year. So if the students are going to be in school, middle school or high school, essentially they have to be a teenager, then sign up and try out. And if you don't think you make it, that's fine, but
you'll still
at least
learn
try
something
out.
from it and probably have a good time.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, we're out of time. The information, the website address will be on the screen. So if people are interested, I hope they check it out. And
Thank you.
keep doing your good work. And congratulations on your presidential honors. And
Thank you.
it's a pleasure.
Thank you for having us.
You bet.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. And don't go away. We'll be right back with one more segment of Community Hotline coming up.
Community Hotline is made possible with generous support by Quick Lane, located at Gresham Ford. Life is better in the Quick Lane, now serving all makes and models, foreign and domestic. And by the Mount Hood Cable Regulatory Commission. The Mount Hood Cable Regulatory Commission advocates on behalf of the public interest on communications policy issues at the local, state, and federal levels.
My documentary was more than I ever would have dreamed of doing.
This is a community media station.
It was phenomenal.
Ready, camera one.
What is it about this place that makes so many different people come together?
Ready, camera two.
Very professional, experienced people.
You can use these industry standard pieces of equipment.
Ready, camera three. Take three.
To be rich to do this.
Open people's eyes to something they've never even thought of before.
Cool stuff happens. It becomes this community.
That's going to really change who's telling the stories and who's controlling the messaging.